Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, August 21. In Squiz Kids Today, a world record. Supermoon shines bright and blue. An NBA dream rekindled, and giant snakes beware. That's what's making news kid style.
The Lowdown.
Have you been looking up at the sky recently? If so, you might have noticed something really special, a supermoon. So a full moon occurs when the moon is fully illuminated by the sun, making it bright and full in the night sky. But when this full moon happens when the moon is closest to Earth, it's called a supermoon, making it appear even bigger and brighter. This week's supermoon is also a blue moon. Don't be fooled by the name, it's not actually blue. A blue moon is a rare event when two full moons occur in the same month. It's as rare as tidying your room without being asked. Something that happens only once in a blue moon. And this supermoon is just the first of 4 supermoons this year. So get ready for more on September 18, October 17 and November 15. You can check out your episode notes for a cool video about these supermoons. Meanwhile, back on Earth, get ready for some unusual winter warmth. This weekend, temperatures are set to soar well above normal for August. A big high-pressure system in the centre of Australia is pushing hot air to places like Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. In some spots, it could even be record-breaking. Sydney might hit 26 degrees Celsius, which is way warmer than usual for this time of year. Even Alice Springs might see its hottest August days ever, making it feel more like summer than winter. But while it's heating up in some places, spare a thought for farmers in Western Australia. They've been hoping for rain, but when it came, it was just in one big downpour that caused flooding in the state's southwest. Talk about a land of droughts and flooding rains.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Idaho, USA, where David, record breaker Rush, has set the record for holding the most Guinness World Records. 181 in total. Back in 2021, when he held just 87 measly records, David set a goal to become the person with the most records. Aiming to break one record a week, he finally achieved it this week by smashing a whopping 55 vinyl records in just 30 seconds. So what's David's secret? Well, it's flexibility. His first ever attempt was to break the record for the fastest 800-metre run while juggling. But after injuring his knee, he switched gears and set the record for the longest time juggling blindfolded instead. Since then, he's taken on stunts like juggling chainsaws, stacking noodle cups and balancing lawnmowers. But the competition isn't quite over. Silvio Saba, the previous record holder, is close behind with 180 records. Will David keep his title or will Silvio reclaim it? The race for record-breaking glory continues. Stay tuned.
Animal Kingdom.
Long-time listeners know that we're always on the lookout for stories about invasive species. Remember that shortcut we did on them? Well, Florida in the USA is stepping up its game to tackle one particularly slithery invader, and we just had to share it with you. The sunny state is home to the annual Python Challenge, where brave participants race to capture as many Burmese pythons as possible. Why? Well, because these giant snakes are causing big problems, and with $30,000 in prize money on the line, the competition is fierce. You see, Burmese pythons were originally brought to Florida as pets, But, surprise, surprise, they didn't stay small. These slithery giants can grow up to 5 meters long and weigh over 100 kilograms. When they got too big to handle, some pet owners released them into the wild, where they've wreaked havoc on native wildlife, gobbling up birds, reptiles, and even raccoons. This year, over 600 python hunters have signed up for the challenge. But before they hit the swamps, they have to complete training to make sure they can spot the invasive pythons without mistaking them for other native snakes. And adults, if you're listening and you're getting flashbacks of The Simpsons Whacking Day vibes, you're not the only ones.
Sport time!
Picture this. The crowd roars as an underdog soars through the air, eyes locked on the rim of the hoop. In an electrifying moment, slams the ball right over the legendary LeBron James, knocking him to the floor. That's how Guerschon Yabusele, a name few had heard, suddenly became the talk of the basketball during the Paris Olympics. Yabusele's journey to this point was anything but smooth. After training in boxing, the once promising first-round pick for the NBA's Boston Celtics never quite lived up to expectations, and his dreams fizzled out. But instead of giving up, he took his talents around the globe, playing in China, France, and Spain, honing his skills and refusing to quit. Then came the Paris Olympics. In a bold move, the French coach placed Yabusele in the starting lineup, and he seized the moment. Game after game, Yabusele dominated, but it was his jaw-dropping dunk over LeBron that set the world on fire. Yep, I've stuck a link to video in the episode notes for you to gawp over. France might not have won gold, but Yabusele won something even bigger, another shot at the NBA. Now, with a new contract from the Philadelphia 76ers, the Dancing Bear, as he's known, is ready to charge into the big leagues once more. Woohoo! It's book week! If you're all about reading, or if you just love a good dress up, then listen up. This is your moment. We're pretty sure you'll soon be heading off to school dressed as your favourite book character, or maybe just throwing on that superhero costume you've got lying around. We totally get it. But here's the cool part. We've got Allen and Unwin book packs up for grabs for the best and most creative, or even the funniest, book week costumes. Now, here's where you come in. Make sure you get your parents to snap a pic of your outfit and post it on Instagram, tagging us at SquizKids or using the hashtag SquizKids. We're counting on you to get your parents in on the action. You can enter on your own, with your family, or as a whole class. And teachers, there's a prize for you too. So go on, give your parents a nudge, because you've got to be in it to win it.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What is it called when a full moon happens twice in a single month? That's right, it's a blue moon. Question number 2. How many Guinness World Records does David Record Breaker Rush currently hold? Whew, it's a whopping 181 records. Question number 3. What is the name of the invasive species Floridians are rushing to capture this week? Did you say Burmese pythons? Well done.
Shout-outs.
It's Wednesday, August 21. On this day, way back in 1911, the very famous painting by inventor and artist Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa, was stolen from where it was hung in the Louvre Art Museum in France by an Italian man named Vincenzo Peruggia, who believed the painting belonged in da Vinci's home country of Italy. Peruggia, who was working at the Louvre, hid in a closet overnight, and stole the painting the next morning when the museum was closed for maintenance. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Bailey from Abbotsford, Audrey from Flora Hill, Thomas from East Ulverston, and Gabrielle from New South Wales. A belated birthday shout out today goes to Amy from Coffs Harbour and Tyson from Jerilderie. Today's classroom shout outs go to Class 6C at Wellington Point State School, all the students at All Saints College in Maitland, Class 6.4 with Mrs. Liang at All Hallows School in Brisbane, Class L10 with Mrs. Guyett, and Class LA15 with Mr. Moroson at Atwell Primary School, Class F6 with Mrs. O'Leary at Hammond Park Primary School, Class S2 O'Connor at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Catholic Primary School in Waterloo. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, to all the students at Buninyong Primary School in Dubbo. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, just drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.